Jillian, if you'd like to stay there and
Sure.
Move on to your personal submission.
Okay, so my other submission is in relation to transport and the major cycle routes. And I've got kind of a couple of different hats really. So one is that 2 years ago I finished my PhD on, and my topic was about adolescents cycling to school in Christchurch. And then I have my other hat, which is my, because I'm the mother of two teenage boys who potentially could cycle to school but don't. One has just finished school though. So yes, so I'm talking about my cycle routes, and I've got quite a few slides here, but I'm going to miss just about all of them and just talk about this one in terms of my PhD, that is. So I think one of the most important things I think it's most important is about equity when it comes to cycling and provision for cycling. And I'm sure you've heard lots of all the benefits of cycling, and I've been thinking about them from a individual's perspective, so not mine, but individuals. And I think some people miss out, and that's people who are young and old. Females also miss out because there's a lot less of them cycling where there's an environment that's not particularly friendly to cycling, which is common throughout the world in places like New Zealand. And also people of low economic status, I think, miss out. They cycle a lot less than people with more wealthier. And also ethnicity comes into it there. I didn't look at that as part of my research, but definitely I think there's some differences. There's some groups that miss out, and I would say in Christchurch it's probably Maori and Pacifica cycle a lot less than Pākehā people. So I think there's some equity issues to address. But yes, I'm going to skip through all these and now just talk about in terms of my family perspective. So this is a picture of my partner and our two boys who keep growing taller and taller. And we've done quite a lot of cycling trips over the years, a lot of cycle touring trips, mostly not in New Zealand. But yeah, they've been used to it since they were babies. But in terms of these kind of 4 types of cyclists, I would say we're down that end of the strong and fearless, pretty much. But despite that, as I said at the beginning, they haven't cycled to school. My oldest son, he cycled one day with me, because I, in the meantime, was cycling all that time between, I would cycle from Opawa to the University of Canterbury, back and forth all the time. So he cycled with me one day. We got about 200 metres down the road, and a couple of things happened during that time. Someone backed out, someone else did something else, and he said, "You're all trying to kill us." I said, "Yep." And so we carried on. I mean, you've got to be very aware. But yeah, so despite all my work in my PhD, I still haven't let my children cycle to school. And I think it's mostly because I'm worried about their safety. So this in particular, this Heathcote Expressway is is the cycleway that I'm most interested in because it affects me the most, because I come from Littleton. And this has been my cycle, it's even further than the University of Canterbury, because now I go further to work than that, but this is generally my commute. And you can see I've tried to draw in the Heathcote Expressway down on the right hand side there. So it would help me, and particularly where it would help me is in relation to this part of the road, and this is Sarah's photo, I think. And it's the bit from Centaurus Road to the motorway overbridge, where the speed limit's just been increased to 60 last week, so it was 50. But this is the bit of the road, despite the fact there's a cycle path on the road, that I find most daunting because of the big trucks that are right there. So I avoid that because I can't bike through the tunnel. I have to get through somehow, and so I either have to put my bike on the bus or take the car. And most of the time these days I'm taking the car through the tunnel. because of the hassle involved and with timing and everything. So yes, that's the bit of the road, and so consequently I don't support any proposals to delay the establishment of especially the Heathcote Expressway, but other major cycle routes as well.
That is absolutely spot on, perfect timing.
Okay, I did have one other thing I was going to mention, if I had time.
You don't, but look, 1 second, yep.
Okay. It's just that the other day I managed to find a copy in my father-in-law's trunk, because he died 3 years ago, of Cycling in Christchurch. It was produced by the Traffic and Transportation Division in 1979. And it's got some amazingly beautiful photos in it of and interesting photos of 1979 Christchurch. But just 2 sentences I read at the end of it, it said, the ball is now rolling. If the city is ever to have a fully integrated cycle network, the impetus must be maintained. There is no point in waiting. We need to get ahead of demand and act now. So that's 38 years ago.
Yep, which is when I would have been cycling to university. Yeah, look, thank you very much for your submission. And it was valuable to get that additional, but thank you.